Hi. I hope we will join. Hi. Всем привет. Hi. Hi. I'm glad to see you. Today more in English. First my English live stream, and I'm nervous. And I hope all will be okay. And sorry, I think you will enjoy, and forgive me for my English. Sometimes it's not so good, but I try. Okay. Of course, our object today not for beginners. It's more difficult, and at the first, I think that it's better to show you my techniques. Арина, спасибо. To show you my techniques, and next time if you have some questions, some problems, please write me in comments, and I will decide what terms of new live stream will be next. Спасибо большое. Yes. And if you have any questions, please write me here. And I try to explain something if it's possible, of course. Thank you. Thank you for your attention, for your following. It's very, very important for me. I don't know how to say it, my feeling. Thank you. Maybe next time we will make live stream for talking, for speaking only, but now I will paint. I think all is okay with video and audio. Yes, today only in English, but you can see, of course. I will show. Yes. Hi everyone. Hi. At the first, I speak about my palette, my paint, and then about my brushes, some words, not so much, and I will draw with a pencil, tone sketch, and then some information. I will speak about air perspectives and linear perspective, and then we'll start. Hi. Hi everyone. This is my palette. I use not so much colors. For example, it's 7 or 8. Some of them I don't use. It's older, or maybe these two violet, but from other sorry if I will forget some words. So sorry me. Yellow ochre. Burnt sienna, English red, sometimes this Pearland violet from Winsor & Newton. Anastasia, every day look your lesson on YouTube. It's very helpful. Thank you for that. Christina, thank you so much. Thank you. Next one, this is I don't use, and next one, Daniel Smith. Oh, I think It's better to show you like this. No. This one. It's very good practice to understand English and watercolor, yes. Yes, it's my story about my palette. Because I have a lot of questions in direct about this, and I don't change some colors for, I think, 1 year, but some changing. This one. This one. Turquoise, for me it's Horizon Blue Magella. Also Compose Violet from Magella. Very good color for mixing. I don't use it individual. I don't know. But for mix, very good. Grey Pain. Indigo. This is one blue color in my palette, Indigo, from Schminke, because there are only blue pigments, 2 blue pigments, not black. Good color for me. And olive green from Nevskaya Palitra. And one more, it's lunar blue. Oh, like this. One more color. That's all. That's all my palette. Marina, it's good. It's very good. Beautiful color blue, yes. Thank you so much. If you have questions, of course, please ask me. But not so much colors, yes. All my work, I use this color in all my work. Only this. So today, I also use this color, mixing. My favorite mix, one of them, I show you. For natural tint, I use Grey Pain, Compose Violet, and Burnt Sienna. This color, something like natural tint. Yes, without yellow, only yellow ochre. And also I like violet, amethyst genuine, with turquoise, very good blue color. Burnt sienna with turquoise. A lot of variant of gray. For me and for cityscape, it's very important. Indigo is beautiful as always, but never tried this brand. Um, yes, I like Indigo, but in other brands, I see that it consists from black pigments, and it's not good in work. Sometimes it's more gray, not so. And of course, I show you. This work, yes, only with Indigo. Yes, today only in English. Thank you. I'm from Saudi Arabia. We love your work. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, it's all about palette. Oh. Like this. About brush, it's not so much information. Of course, it's like this. Squirrel. Synthetic brush, for example, Skoda Perla. Or Russian brand Pinax. Indigo. Number, I think you can see this. Yes, I love your voice. Thank you. No one. Schminke have two Indigo. This one light Indigo, and the next two Indigo. This number for me. Of course, you can prefer more. You can prefer other colors. Sometimes I use such brushes for this one, synthetic, for removing. And that's all. I can paint only with this three brush. Yes. Of course, today not light object, but I try to make a demo and of course explain. At the first, when I decided to paint something, I need to think about object, what I want to say for viewers, what I want to show in my work. Good morning. Could you please mix indigo with yellow ochre on paper, please? Oh, yes, it's questions. Of course, good question. If I make something like this, it will be green color, but this. Not so much, but green. If I want to make some cold and hot, for example, on this side, yes, I mix yellow ochre and burnt sienna, not so much. And when I mix with indigo, this variant, not a lot of green. Have a good study. It's It's very good. Thank you. And yes, this and indigo, this indigo, thanks. I think maybe on phone it's not so good to show, you cannot see, but on work it's not watercolor paper. But in work it's disgusting when you show green color on the sky, for example. I understand your questions. Very good question. At the first, I decide what I want to show for viewers on my work. It's not so much object; it's some points. And for me, very important a composition, of course. It's very, very important. The first. When I decided what I want to show, to speak about, then I try to simplify other. I don't like and don't want to paint all of these. For me, it's I'm not hyperrealistic. I'm sorry, but I think you understand. And emotion are very important for me. And then I tried to show for viewers my idea, my feeling, and this you can see one point, of course, light and shadow. These interesting shapes, and these also, and my stories about these points. How long does it take you to finish your work on average? Not so much. I am very fast paint. You can see it today. And so about composition, I think you know. All of you know about golden section. When you divide the sheet on three parts, vertical and horizontal, and these form and these focal points. And it's better to put your main object on this focal point and horizontal maybe on this. If of course your very interesting object in the top of your sheet. I love your work, love from India. Thank you so much. Yes, at the first, I tried to, when I decided what I want to show you, I understand that other thing I will simplify. And then every time I make a tone sketch. Absolutely, each time on plein air. At home, sometimes I make it in my in my mind, but on plein air every time I make this. You know that in cityscape you can find two main perspectives. The first is area, and the second linear perspective. Yes? Area perspective, and it's when about you see object at the distance versus an other object near of you, for example, and without more details. And of course, I can to explain it in tone. Light tone on the distance and dark tone near of me. For top, for bottom, for right side and left side, of course. And when you see this light tone and more dark tone near of you, it's more realism, more deeper. You picture more deeper. Yes, and also for sky. This one you can see that a lot of light on building near of us and not a lot of light here. But we cannot make it more dark, because if we make it dark, it will be not in perspective, and you cannot make deeper picture. So you need to think about it and make it. More dark point will be here between this building and this light building. You can see a lot of architectural elements here. It's difficult, of course, but when I will draw on a big sheet of paper, I show you how I can simplify it. And more dark place here. And of course trees. Because without dark place around sun, you cannot show a light. I don't want to make a shadow very dark. It will be not so dark. Something like this. Every time I will change a picture for my idea. Юля, thank you. Как же интересно слушать. Hello, hi. Как же здорово знать английский, для меня здорово смотреть эфир с этим референсом. Очень хотелось такое попробовать, но самой сложно. Тренируюсь на более простых вариантах. Да, today very difficult, but I think it's interesting to see. Not easy. Yes. I don't want to make easy variant. Of course, I need a lot of practice in English, but okay, but okay. Then, after tone sketch, I understand in what way I will make this watercolor. Because in watercolor I make the first light, and then dark, 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 and the most dark places will be at the end. So, at the first, these. This is gradient of tone for me. For the using, I prefer 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, it may be more gradient, but for small sketch it's okay. And this one the most light, and this most dark. First 1, 2, yes, 2, maybe 3, because sky more lighter. These 1, 2, 3, and these 4, and these 3. Yes, and all what all 1, 2, this at first step. 3, second step, and 4, it's details. Yes, I save this live stream on YouTube channel, of course, on my YouTube channel, Kusta Anastasia. Но это практически воскресный референс. Нет, совсем. Это, да, очень похоже, но нет. Совсем не так. Yes. After that, I think, if you have any questions, please please write me. But I think I will start to make a pencil draw. Yes? No questions? Yes, I know that my English-speaking auditor a lot, so I need to make it in English also. This horizontal line, hello, then how long are you painting? All my life, but in watercolor 3 years. Lightest part needs to be make first. Yes, because it's watercolor. At the start, you make light, then more darker place and dark. Yes. Hey. And what's about linear perspective? This is a line of horizon. If I walking on the street and all people not tall for me, you can find this horizon if you sometimes I forgot words. Yes, sorry. This linear line will be between all of head of people who go for a walk. This, because differ between tall, not so much, and this. So, if you make, you need to find a point for construction. This, yes. when we find a line of horizon, then you use all line from this side, from the building, and find this point. It will be main point for build all object here. Yes. So when you paint a cityscape, please don't make a very big object. Of course, I understand it's very big for this, but when you make it smaller, it will give you more deep of your painting. English is good, don't worry. I love your teaching style. Thank you so much. Thank you for a message. Because I'm nervous. Yes, sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Decide this point, something like this, and my neighbors decided to make a repair today, I think. Why every day in my live stream? Why? Sorry. This. Yes. For help, if you only beginner, you can use this instrument, why not? And all lines for building will be like this, like shine of sun, like don't nervous. You're doing amazing. Thank you so much. What's the name of your paper? It's Sanders Waterford. It's cotton, 300 grams. Fin. Yes, it will be light in the trees. Yes. For me, very important these shapes and these elements, and I try to draw it very accurate. But for trees, it's not very important for me, and I make it like this. Shadows. Here, main elements. Do you draw direct in the street? Sometimes, yes, of course. Of course. Absolutely, I like plein air. It's, for me, very, very, very interesting process. I'm now... the next week I will fly. I will visit Amsterdam, and for plein air, for 5 days, I will I will paint on the street. This beautiful group of students. I think for me it's happiness. Very, very. I'm happy so much to paint on the street. I prefer it because I don't like to paint in the studio. Not so much. Sometimes, yes, for big work, but sometimes I don't like. I need to take a new emotion for my painting, and I can make it only in beautiful places. Actually, it's the first time I watch an English live stream. I just understand English. Yes, it's first English live stream here. Yes, but if you want, if you like it, I think we will make sometimes only English live stream. Yes, because for me very difficult to change from Russian to English and paint at the same time. It's really difficult to think into language and paint. But sometimes I will make, not every day, not. Нет, на английском будут не всегда, сегодня первый. Thank you for answer. How different it's painting live on the street compared to painting with a reference. For me, better to paint as a street because it's emotion, it's atmospheric, and you see more. You can see more color, more different shapes. You can find a point more. This is my photo. I made a photo every time. I have a lot of photo on my phone, but sometimes I don't like to paint from photo. Like this. Why do you not use watercolor pencil? This pencil is hard to clean after it's finished. I don't clean it after finished. For me, it's not a problem. No problem. You can find a pencil in all my watercolor. It's not a problem for me. And I don't like watercolor pencil. I don't know for what this for me. Of course, all people decided for their these very interesting shapes. Your pencil draw can be more details or without details, but the most important this, yes, and this I don't know a lot of elements, and I cannot understand what is it, but I can see only light and shadow, And I will paint a shadow. And all shadows are together. Shadow on the this front side with reflex from the sky. Blue, more colder, and in the bottom more violet, and all side, flat. When all horizontal and this flat, you can see this color more warmer. Burnt. I will use burnt sienna because this and this reflects from the bottom. Hope you would continue to do this live stream in English for us non-Russian speaking followers. Yes, sometimes, and I like the way you speak English. Thank you. Perspective lines. Good to go. Going to meet the rest of the session. We'll watch it later. Thank you so much. Thank you. Paint fast. I can wait. Yes, I will paint fast. You always draw with pencil or you attack direct with watercolor sometimes? Sometimes, yes, without pencil. But when I paint architecture, a lot of elements, I try to make pencil draw. Very important because if you have a good technique in watercolor, but you make wrong shapes and something like this, your painting don't be so good. And for architecture, very important to paint with pencil, to draw with pencil, and linear perspective, very, very important. Yes. This is all. I love all your paintings and paint the same as at home. You're really so good at home. I sometimes feel like it's better than Google. Thank you a lot. Thank you so much. I'm moisturize the sheet on both sides. It give me more time for explain, but my technique not depends of this. Sometimes I use dry one side of my sheet dry, and I moisturize only one. Thank you for the answer. I like your style. Thank you so much. Hello from India. Hi, India. I want to say you some points that's very important in my painting, in my art. The first, I think, very important, the shapes. I repeat it, I know, but it's very important because form and shapes give us to understand what is it, what is this building. You know it without windows, without doors, but shapes give us to understand it. And the next one, I think, very important for me, it's a tone. because tone give us volume and realistic. And colors, for me, not so important, because you can paint in grayscale, for example, or use one color, and but without form, without shapes, without tone, you can make not realistic. For realism, very important this. Your teaching is great. Thank you so much. Another question is, can we use watercolor cardboard on both sides? It's what's it called? Cardboard. Sorry. Maybe I don't understand right your questions. I remove some water. I needn't to have a lot of water. It's okay. Yeah, yes. Watercolor. Now I use water. I'm moisturize the sheet on both sides. Что я хочу в этой работе передать? Я хочу передать, конечно, свечение. И сейчас просто я покажу вам, я показываю именно свою сейчас технику. В общем и целом у нас такой вот контрсвет, пейзаж. Я думаю, что сейчас все будет понятно из рисования, на самом деле. Which paints do you use? I was sure it at the beginning of live stream. Please see it after. You can see it on my YouTube channel. Oh, yes, thank you. Alisa, thank you. Yes, sometimes I use my paper from the both side for painting. Yes, sometimes it happened when I haven't a new paper. Reference you can find in my stories. At the first, I will paint only light or only light or areas where I want to finish. This maybe sky. Yes, I don't come back to sky, and I will make it at the first. Does he mean waiting the paper on both sides? No. For me, it's good on plein air. It's give me more time, and now also. But my techniques no depend of this, because I make to today only in English, sorry. Thanks. Can we use Hahnemühle paper on both sides? I don't know. I don't use Hahnemühle. Sorry. I cannot answer you about this. But I think if it's cotton, 30 grams, 300 grams, I'm sorry, you can use it from other side. You can try. Why not? Why not? Maybe it will be very good. Maybe not. Таня, привет. Нужно ждать, когда бумага подсохнет? Нет, я сейчас как раз по сырому работаю. У меня не отличается просто техника, что так, что так. Просто мне сейчас даст это больше времени для объяснения. Вот и все. Вот и все. How you make exact color same as picture, or you choose your own color? I use my own color, my preferred colors on my palette only. In Cityscape you can see more warmer sky. Here. Yes. This. I use on both sides and it's okay, okay? If it's okay, it's very good. Very nice. Indigo and sienna. Yes, yes, it's indigo. And this bronze sienna with amethyst general with violet. This my son. Saluda. Thank you, Anastasia. Fine. Thank you, Tanya, for question. How are you? I am fine. I'm fine. Yes. I make only a light. I use yellow ochre, burnt sienna with violet. Wet on wet, yes. Sorry if I cannot answer for all questions because I try to see on my phone and paint, and at the same time sometimes it's difficult, but I try. Yes. Да, для меня тоже прям кайф. Так. This is light. More. This Saunders Waterford. It's okay, please concentrate on painting more. Yes, thank you. because if I will answer for all questions, I make something, some surprise for me. Oh, sorry. Here, I think better. At the beginning of this life, I showed my watercolor. Yes. I make something like this, very strange, yes, you think? It's need me for reflection. Then at the second step, I will make a shadow, and all of these first layers will be. I show you. I think it will be better. It's my technique. For example, this is a first layers, and blue and more cold and more warmer. And of course, if it's not something like this, maybe it's ordinary line with color. But for me, I prefer this mix at the first step, and then when I make a second step with more accurate form, I see how it's explained. I try. It's magic for watercolor to make a reflection in one step, in one way. So the first I paint something like this. Yes. Thank you for answer for questions. Who knows? Who know answer? Thank you. I try to make first layers more warmer, because all shadows will be colder. But in some points I make colder reflection.